Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Reincarnation, it's just a few days until the next story chapter, and they surprisingly released another trailer, so let's do a translation and a quick analysis here. First, let's just run the trailer, no sound, but I'll read off the translated lines. First, we have Mama. She says, "I hope you can hear me. Let's get right to it. Everyone, I want you to blank the cage." We don't know what verb she uses there. And then Argo says, "It occurs to me we might be already blank." And Fio says, "If we continue this way, we can blank." And then Noel, "Like all of you, I want to help." Akeha, "If I enter, there is another me?" And Sadiu says, "I can't forgive you for what you did." And we're seeing kind of a continuation of the preview that we got in the second anniversary livestream. But the same kind of black and white area where a bunch of the story characters are gathered together in the cage. And we're seeing pretty much all of the same members as before. So like no Lavanya, no Gale. Alright. So here I picked up some, just some screen captures of some of the more interesting things during. Here we have the world, and this is Earth. I can recognize like Spain and Italy there, so this is our Earth. And then next they show another globular object, but this might be the moon. It looks very kind of uniform and white, but then it changes to kind of a black color. This might be referencing the sun and the moon story when they tried to fix the moon. So we're already getting a connection to the the same world, the same Earth of Nier Automata, and I assume Replicant. And then here we have Fio and Argo teaming up. It's pretty funny that Argo gets to show off his climbing skills. And then we have kind of like a hologram part of the cage. And then same in this next scene as well. If we look on the left side, like the columns, they look like they're really there. But on the right side, the columns look more rendered. And then partway through, it changes to Noel running in the same area. We kind of saw something similar to this when Hina and Yuzuki were going through the same parts of the cage. That was like different players using different main characters to go through the same area at the same time. This might have something to do with that. And then Noelle, she becomes more like physically in there with Fio. So I wonder if Fio is going to be the constant, but she'll like summon other story characters or something. Maybe it'll be a choice by the player. That might be interesting. And then here we have another part of the cage, different color. It's kind of got a different thing going on where it's like top and bottom are reflected. And then we can see the stuff coming out of the scarecrow at the top there. So we're still going to be going into stories. But if we look on the bottom right, on the staircase, we can see Saryu and Akeha. That's another interesting combination. And then here we see Saryu and Lars. So it might not be like, various groups of pairs, but maybe like, 2 or 3 bigger groups with multiple characters in them. Alright, and then here we see what is probably the silhouette of Noelle. And then on the very next screen, we see Yorha being typed out on the keyboard. So maybe this gives us a hint about the timing, where Nier Reincarnation stands in the timeline of Automata and Replicant and all of that. Okay, and then a little bit later, there was a computer screen showing Mama, but it very briefly flashes that we can see a pod from Automata on there. It'll be interesting to see what the connection is there. Okay, and then the movie kind of sums up back in that black and white meeting area, I guess, in the cage. Here we see a bunch of doors. The only other time that we've seen doors in the cage before was like Mama or Carrier summoning the door in order to bring in Fio. But lots of doors. Don't know who's going to come out. Don't know if we're going in there. Interesting stuff. And then here in the preview at the live stream, second anniversary live stream, we saw all the characters gathered, and then kind of looking at this projection up there, we were all wondering like who they were looking at in the projection. But here we can see that it's Mama. From the very beginning of the game, I never trusted her. But looking at her body language, if you want to call it that, it looks like the cage is like shaking and like breaking apart. And then Mama also looks like she's kind of struggling to stay upright. So she may not be the actor, that is, destroying the cage or damaging the cage. She might be also suffering, ill effects. Perhaps she is talking to all of these characters to get them to save the cage. Maybe that's the verb that we want to put into her line at the beginning there. Okay, pretty exciting. No hints about who the people are in this trailer, but maybe that will be revealed in the story. Next week, finally. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.